You played your part well. But as you'll see, I don't need you anymore.
Pie. How's it going, Nakama? It's the DarkBritton with the Runaway Warlords. As always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host.
I am Samurai Drew, and my big gag is that I have a big sword.
And he actually has it this time without having to run and get it 5,000 times. And thank you for joining us. This is going to be a relaxed sip and discuss, a toast to kicking butt, because right now we're really just in awe. We just had chapter 1,000, and it's been a very fun journey, if you will. Everything going on. I'm surprised we weren't spoiled. Samurai Drew thought he was spoiled. I did too. Wasn't the case. So we made it unspoiled to chapter 1,000, and it starts off with, what is that? The continuation cover page, which I like. Now you can combine it together, and it's this amazing little big panel. But overall, the real meat and potatoes came inside the chapter. What about you, Senpai? Thoughts on the cover pages? Or?
Jinbei does have a sword, so you know he's slaying. Okay. Okay. So. But yeah, never seen him with a sword before, so that's interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of things with this that's a lot to digest. And jumping in, we have name of the chapter, Straw Hat Luffy. In it, we just see Luffy starting off, and Luffy is the way to the top floor is paved for Luffy. Sanji got trapped up in the fourth. Sanji on the third, Jinbei on the fourth. He's on the fifth now, and it's clear sailings up to the roof. He does have a nice little moment with the these are the musketeers, and then the forest guardians, I believe, are on the side, the gorilla and the cow, but we can't see their faces. So we have the leaders of Neko and Ino just giving Luffy, hey, thank you so much for doing this, and Luffy has a nice moment with them. What about, any thoughts?
When Luffy gives you a nickname, it's not out of not caring about you. It's just his way of remembering names. And Robin, by the way.
Even though I'm pretty sure that's the same nickname he gave Pecos. So it's like...
Well, sometimes a name is so good you have to use it twice, so, you know.
I guess.
But yeah, I think that just proved that, throughout all these series, it's a sign of respect. And he definitely remembers him. He's the one that risked his life to protect Raizo. Anyway.
Now, and as we go further in, the next part is going to be discussing Marco and in his interactions with the two lead calamities. He stalls both of them with his, I guess you want to call it, Phoenix powers, and just holds them up. Queen's neck detaches, which for me is interesting because when he's in his human form, does that also mean that his neck can grow among the flabs and it just like sticks up straight up? I don't know. Anyone who might have an artist rendition of that, please send it to me, because that would be hilarious.
Well, my pick for Queen is for Sanji to fight Queen, and for King to fight, Marco the Phoenix, obviously.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine Queen, it's kind of like Luffy's snake attack, where it's like going crazy zigzagging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It makes sense for that to be the matchup, just because you have Queen going up against Sanji, and then the aerial bout between King and Marco, which again helps align everyone's preconceived thoughts of Zoro matching up with King, just because they had a sword and they were the top commanders. No, it's actually seeming much different as we move forward.
I love how much action they're giving everybody. Yeah.
It is cool. And then we just see Marco throw Zoro up through the hole. We do have...
it's a me, Mario! God.
You're weird. We do have a lot of nice moments between Yamato and Momo. We can just compact them all together. Earlier in the chapter, we just have her giving him Odin's journal. And then later on in the chapter, we have her re-understanding her history with Ace. We find out that she gave him the Vivre card, which I'm very happy to see the interwovens of Oda taking place back in Alabasta, which is just a really nice cherry on top of chapter 1000.
Yeah, and the detail, it's like, why not? Why not her make the view? Unless there's some really deep meaning that we, maybe like she somehow predicted all of this somehow, but more like it's just another random occurrence that happened there.
Yes, it's really turning out to be more of that moment of fate type of thing. And as we go through that flashback, there was this amazing part that I do want to touch on that we missed. The person that she was talking about in Odin's journal was Roger. And the fact that Ace is sitting there saying, oh, this dude you're talking about seems pretty cool from that book. Me and Luffy should sit down and have a drink with him. Knowing Ace's history with his dad. And the first time that he heard Roger in a positive light, he wants to hang out and have a drink with him. Like, for me as a fan, that was just like, wow, like that was really heavy actually. It's like some really heavy stuff.
I did not catch that at all. Yeah.
I didn't either. That's why you want to look around to all the different people in the community, because I didn't catch that. Tekken didn't even catch that. But O'Hara caught it. O'Hara was the first one that I saw that caught it. So really awesome, amazing tidbits flying every which way. Let's see here. We have. Actually, we could just go ahead and this cuts to what everyone is really looking for: the standoff. Standoff halfway through. That's gonna be so awesome when they play that music. So you have Big Mom Big Mom and Kaido staring down the new generation, and you even have Marco prefacing this when he said you don't know what's coming on with the new generation, as well as Yamato talking about in the flashback from what she read from Odin, in 20 years time a new generation is going to burst through the doors of Wano. And here we are. We have the two captains and both of their right hand mans actually on the right of both of them. Oda, big brain place, as well as Law, who I'm hoping is going to be more directing them in different ways and using his shambles to help them dodge. I hope. I'm really, really hoping that in the initial parts that is going to be the strategy, because they're not taking hits, at least multiple.
And it's looking like Luffy and Zoro, Kaido, Kid and Killer, Big Mom, and then like what you're saying, Law like helping out both sides, like room me.
Because he teleported everyone off of the platform, like that's where I'm thinking.
Who else do they need? Anybody else is almost going to be a liability. This is the squad.
This is the squad.
Like who else?
However,
who else do you want?
Toki's prophecy said 9 shadows, and at this point, I don't believe it's the Akazaya, and we have 5 up there so far. So it'll be interesting what the remaining 4 will be, because it's going to be Drake. It definitely is not going to be Apu. So who are going to be the other 3 that come up to help be those 9?
Has One Piece ever been about prophecies, really? I'm just wondering if
not until after the time skip. After the time skip is when we started getting more on Joy Boy and Shirahoshi, because she was the princess who was promised and all of that. So that's when I
just wonder how accurate it will be. Like, what happens if it's just not that true? It's like you have to really stretch it for the 9 to come true.
He's doing a good job of interweaving it, which is why I'm still mind blown.
So you're saying 4 more people are going to come up here?
I believe so.
Who?
Drake, Yamato, and Marco, and I don't know. That's the thing. It's interesting because it's still
Yamato doesn't have a enemy right now to face, does she?
I think she's gonna face it off against Orochi, but we can talk about that in stream this upcoming week. How about that? So for anyone who wants to jump in on that crazy discussion, feel free to join us this Sunday at 11 Eastern Standard Time. Shameless plug. So as we wrap up, I freaked out over this moment because Luffy walks straight through them without giving either mind to either Yonko. Takes care of Kin. Hey, Law, get these guys out of there. While Kaido's winding up, and then drops him. And Grand Line Review had an excellent parallel. Similar top-down punch that we saw paralleling the punch that Luffy gave Kaido in his dragon form, which didn't really affect him back then. He was drunk at that time. But now he's sober in his human form, which I guess we're just going to call his human form because I don't think he's a fish. This hybrid's going to be interesting. Just saying. But it's just an interesting parallel from when Luffy first punches him to now in being able to do the damage. As well as this being an evolution to Red Hawk.
Red Rock. And from one of our somebody that's watching, they commented that a rock is some kind of ancient bird. Mm-hmm. And in fact, not a rock. Like my only friend in elementary school is an actual rock bird. Which
the things you set yourself up for, Senpai.
I'm gonna look that up right now because a rock.
Overall, this has been an amazing chapter. Ton of fun. Lots of things to really speculate. We are on break next week. So this upcoming Sunday, we will do our second Warlord Roundtable where we really discuss and flesh out a lot more thoughts. But that's really been our thoughts in the Sip and Discuss. A toast to kicking butt. I forgot to take a drink earlier, too. It's nice because we're playing around with these being a lot shorter. So, any thoughts for the people, Senpai, before we wrap up?
I don't got a thought in my head, sir.
Normally, but still. Without further ado, thank you all for checking this out. We are starting to stream more. That's going to be happening every Sunday, whether it's a chapter or just a discussion in between chapters. That's really going to be one of our 2020 goals, I guess, is really turning into, huh, Samurai?
Yes, it is.
Well, without further ado, I thank you all for being here. Feel free to like and subscribe. Please be sure to comment down in the comments down below. We do our best to really interact and engage, and it really helps us understand where we can go. And if you want to be a part of this craziness, please subscribe to be not come up.
Yeah. 1,000.
Subscribe!
1,000. Subscribe!
I'm the DarkBritton.
I'm Sam Archer.
Stay reckless, Warlords. Peace.